Hello, guys. Welcome back to the second video. So here we are now in our Figma platform. Everybody should be here. What I'm going to quickly go over what's here. I mean, it looks like a lot of stuff, but it's actually very simple. If you were to look for something here, you can look for your files. If you see, guys, here, I already created the Swift calculator design. This was a design I created. I'm going to do it again so that everybody can see. Um, See it recent is really just what your recent files are. Draft here is where you would choose what to create, a design file, and that's what we're going to work on. So this is something else, but we're not going to work on that today. We'll learn that eventually. This is a design file. Here is just if you're creating a team, you guys can add people to your team. For example, like we worked on the other project, right? If we were to work on a collaborated project where we will work together as a team, we can add people to this platform, and it can be three, four, five. I think it's unlimited amount of people that we can add, and everybody is designing at the same time. Here is notifications. If we get any notifications, just like any other platform, this here is just about your profile. If you want to change your picture, if you guys notice, I'm in my school profile now. I got out of the other one. And here you can, change your theme to light. You can change your theme to system theme, or you can change your theme to dark. I like the dark look, so I'm going to keep the dark look. Um, what else? What else? I think that's it. If you want to create a team, is the main thing here. And these are the main things here. This is, like Canva. What is it that we want to do? We're not going to do any of these. This last one is if you want to bring a design in. Let's say you have a design that you like, you can bring that picture in, put it here in your platform, and at the same time have the design next to it where you're creating it. You're not, you're creating something similar. Anyhow, so what we're going to do now is we'll click on this one. So this is like a shortcut to get there, or you can go here and go to design. Now here, really quick, first thing we want to do is always want to, if we want to stay on the cursor, this is the cursor. So this is how you move around, right? This right here is your frame. These are the type of frames you're going to choose. Frame just means the type of design you're going to choose. For example, if I click this is to frame, it's going to bring me here. And these are the kind of, here, I'm going to turn off the camera so you guys can see better the entire platform. So here, today we're doing design. Prototype is very similar. It's the same thing. I mean, it's just something that we're creating before the actual creation. So here we're going to either design something for an iPhone. If you see here, there's already iPhones that we see that we can design for. So the project is for any iPhone you guys are creating. Well, the project is for the newest iPhone. So we're going to go with iPhone 13 Pro Max. That's what we're creating for the design of the calculator. Also here, if you were designing for tablets, you have some tablets here that you can choose from. For example, if it was a tablet I was creating for, see, this is a tablet size, right? Since I'm doing a design for a so you got to go back to frame. Since I'm doing a design for iPhone, I'm going to go here. If you're doing a design for a desktop MacBook, you can go here. If you're doing a presentation, you can go here. These are other choices. If you just want a piece of paper to design your logo in, you can choose here. Um, yeah, and then if you're doing a design for social media, maybe like a post in Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, you can go here. And Figma community is just to other banners you can make if you're making a banner for like a YouTube page or something like that. Okay, so that's this part here. Here is shapes. So shapes, you can choose different types of shapes that you can put. You can actually bring in entire pictures. But we're going to keep it very simple today. We're not going to use much of this stuff, but it's very good to familiarize yourself with it because this is a very popular platform for designing. Here is a pen. Pens are not easy to use. I'll be honest, it's hard for me to use pens. They use them mostly for designing logos. So if you were designing a logo, you have an idea for a logo, you would use the pen if you like, or you can use the pencil. And what it is you're actually writing with a pen. And if you had a certain style and shape you wanted your design to look, then this is where you would come. And we can do a logo in the future. This is text. If you want to write text into your, so we are going to use the text. We're going to put numbers in the calculator. These are resource shapes. So if you wanted to look for a, let's say, I don't know, let's see if this works. No components found for basketball. Yeah, so here you can just find plugins and shapes. We did this last time, um, when we were doing our design. We talked about. So yeah, again, these we talked about this kind of stuff. This in the last time, learning about getting extra stuff for your design. We're not going to go much in this either. This is just a hand where you can move your design around. You see that how I'm moving those numbers. We're not going to use that either. This is if you're working with a team, you guys can be texting with each other. Let's say somebody comes into this design and makes a change. They can leave a message here, like a note. Oh, I made this change. Like, for example, oops, you can leave a note here, like, I changed the color of the letters, right? And you can leave that there for the next designer to come and do it, but we're not going to work on that either. And then let's see here. Yeah, I think that is mostly it. That's the entire platform. So we're going to start getting our design ready. Okay, guys, and that's pretty much it. That's the whole platform. I'm going to get started here. Again, these videos are only a half an hour long. So if I run out of time, then I'll make a second video. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a name for our document, and it's calculator design iPhone. You can name it a little different, but it should be the same thing, almost the same thing. So calculator design. Maybe I can put for iPhone. Oh man. Okay, now we're gonna start here where it says layer frame. So again, just follow along. I'm gonna make mine for the new iPhone. That's what we've been hired to do. So here's our iPhone. Doesn't quite look like it just yet. We need to make a little few changes. Another thing we need to do is choose our colors. So to choose our colors, we want to make another four of these, three or four, however many colors you want to choose for your design. So you can copy paste the same way as anything else. So right click copy, right click paste here, and it's going to paste it. So this is to choose our palettes, our color palettes. Paste here. I'm going to have three colors. I'm sorry, four colors. So my color palette is going to be four. How we're going to change these colors to find out. I think my first color is going to be black, and black is, I believe, 0000. You can look these up if you want. You can look them up online. They're called color code or color codes, and you'll get a whole bunch. If not, you can just do this. You can click on this and create it yourself. So I'm going to make mine this color, which is kind of like burgundy red, and there's the code for that. And then I'm also going to make one, I'm going to use white. I know that I have it memorized for white. I believe it's 000. Oh no, that's black. I think it's FFF. So white is FFF. And then I'm going to choose another one for like a gray color. I think that's good there. Okay. So that's my color palette. Why did I do that? That way I know what colors I'm going to use. I don't get confused if I'm trying to, find colors. Now I have the four colors I'm going to use for my design. Keep them there. Now, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click on my iPhone. And this doesn't quite look like an iPhone yet. It kind of looks just like a piece of square paper, right? Rectangle paper. So if you guys see here, this little design, this little thing here will help us make that different. And you can just play around with it. I think 75 would be good for me. I made this into 100, makes it smaller. If I make it into 25, makes it like that. I want my design to be more of a circle like that. So my iPhone's going to be like that. Okay. Now, another thing that I need to change on this for now would be, let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's start making our buttons. So to make our buttons, um, we're going to go back to the square, and we'll make our first button. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect to start. You're just kind of playing with it. You know that you can get a calculator picture, the one that's in the it's in Google Classroom, to have it next to this one, and you know you can kind of go off that. So this is my first button, and I'm gonna place it where I believe would be the best spot to start my calculator. Now remember, I have one, two, three, four buttons that I'm gonna have to fit here. So maybe this one's a little too small, too big, so I can make it a little smaller. Kind of play with it. And then let me see what it looks like now. Okay, good. Also, I want to make my iPhone this black. So really quick, I forgot to do that. So I'm gonna go click on the iPhone. Here's my iPhone. Oops. Click on the iPhone, and I want to change the color. So this is a cool thing you can do. You can come here to the colors, and there's a tool, this little tool here. You click on it, right? And then you select your color palettes down here. This is your palette that you created. And I'm going to choose black. And now I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to, oops. Okay, sorry about that. Let's try that again. Go here and fill. And it's going to be black. There we go. So I hope I didn't confuse you with that. I'm going to close these other. That's why it's important to close these other ones. I did a fill. So I went to fill. Again, I'll do it again. So I'm going to go back. Okay, so this was like this was like this, and we had this as a cursor. So I chose the iPhone, right? I clicked on the iPhone. You can click on it like this, or you can click on it here as well. Okay. And now I went to fill. See, fill is white right now. I click on fill. I choose this icon, and I choose the color I want to fill it. And there we go. And now to stop filling stuff, I exit this, and I always go back to my cursor. Okay. So here's my iPhone, and here's my first button. Now I'm gonna make it real easy, and I'm gonna copy this button and paste. Oops, I copied the whole thing. Sorry. I just need to copy this button right here. So I need to copy this button. I'm gonna copying the whole iPhone. Hold on one second. And that's because it's inside. So we need to put it outside. Okay. There we go. Copy paste. Okay. So yeah, sorry about that. So this thing here, these squares, you got to make sure here they're outside. So I had them inside. That's why I was copying the whole iPhone. So make sure these squares we're creating are outside. You can also change this to maybe 1.5. Okay. Okay. Now again, we're going to copy. So I copied one, and we're just putting our first buttons. So I continue to paste, right? Because now I need another one. And we said we needed four buttons. So we got one, and you got to be careful. You got to give it enough. So you got to kind of play with it until you get it to where you want it to be. So we know that a calculator they're very close like that, right? Okay, and I need one more. And now I bring that one here. So if you see, it's not quite right still, so I'm going to still keep moving it. Maybe make my buttons a little bigger. So here I see, yeah. So I'm gonna. So this is gonna take some time. You just got to play around with it. That's what designing is about. So you see, I had to delete all those and make it a little bigger so it could fill. So I'm not gonna do it one by one. I'm just gonna make one again and then again copy paste this. Okay, and then paste and then paste again. So I'm copy pasting and it's looks like it could be okay. Yeah, so here I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna again, yours might look a little different. The design doesn't have to be the same. Okay, so that's my first row. So this is to make the calculator according to our picture. We know it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So I got to get 5 rows of these going up. Okay, and again, yours might look a little different, but it's okay. The main thing is if we're designing, we want to keep everything. Um, that it's easy to look at with our eyes and everything looks straight and everything looks even. How I can get a closer look at this, if it's even enough for me, I can go here and I can choose zoom in. See, and by zooming in I can move around and see, okay, that looks good. Everything looks very even, easy to the eyes. Okay, and now I go back here and zoom out. Okay, and you choose whatever. You can zoom in and out as much as you like here. So I think I was at 66. I'm going to choose 66. Okay. And now here we go. And now here, I'm going to copy all these. This is the easiest way to do it. Copy and paste. And now, if you see, I got a new row. Okay. And then again, paste. I got another row. Oops. Yeah, when you mess up or you do something that you did by accident, you can just Control Z to bring it back when you make a mistake. So undo, that's like undo button. So I'm going to copy this one, copy paste. I copied all of them and I just bring them up. And again, copy all these, paste, bring them up. Okay. And now I got how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need one more row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, one more row. So I go like this, and I got my last row. So I got all my buttons set up. Now, what I want to do, oops, but if you see here, I'm going to move these down a little bit. I see that the separation is not exactly the same. And these lines that we see, you see these lines, these orange lines, those help you align your stuff. When you see them moving, it's because it's helping you align your design. Okay, so there we go. Now, what I need to do next is use some other colors. So I'm gonna color this line here a different color than these other ones. These I'm gonna make gray. So how can I do that? I can go like this, choose them all, right? And if you guys see that when it chooses them all, it makes these little circles and it's choosing them here. All these that it's choosing are these triangles. You see how it's skipping 19, 15, 11, and 8? Those are these. Okay, so what do I want to do in those? I want to go back to my fill. And I want to use this little tool again, and I want to make those this gray. There we go. See that? Easy. And now I want to go back to my cursor and then just can click out. So there we go. My design is almost done. Um, Now I want to choose these. Choose these. And I want to, again, go to my fill, go to this little one here, and I want to make these this color. And this is going to be the colors of my design. Now I've used all the colors already except for one. I haven't used white. What I'm using white for is my buttons, my like when I put the writing inside. Okay. Hopefully everybody's here with me. This is a really easy design that we should all be able to work with. You know, we made our app design last time. Remember, we used Canva. This is way more advanced now. This is a very good platform to, grow in our designing. Okay, so now in a calculator, in the picture you guys have in a calculator, it starts here with a dot, then one, no, sorry, then zero, then a percentage sign, then one, two, three, four, and it goes so on. Okay, so how are we going to write that? We're going to use our text tool and go in here and write the text. We can make a little square like that, and we write dot. Oops, a dot. So it's hard to see. So what you can do is you can highlight the dot. Oops. You can highlight that dot like that and come here. You see here, you can look for how to make the dot bigger, which is right here. See? And I'm going to make the dot, I don't know, let me try 24. And it looks a lot better. You see that? So my dot's 24 now. You can also change the style of the text. I'm just going to keep it real simple. You can put it in the center. So there we go. There's my dot in the center. That's my first part of my calculator. My first button. You can always click on it if you want to move it a little bit. Okay. And now, what goes second here? 0. So all I have to do is click on this dot, copy, paste. Now I have 2 dots, and I move one here. And what am I going to change this dot to? I'm going to change it to 0. There we go. Now that 0 is too small probably, right? So I'm going to highlight it and change this 24 to 36. Maybe a little bigger. You might want your style with small writing or bigger writing. And there we go. So I think that's good. And now I'm going to move it to the center right there. And you see those lines, the orange lines, they're very good because it's helping us center everything. Okay. And there we go. So then now I'm going to copy paste this, copy, paste. Now I have 2 zeros, one on top of the other, move one. And there we go. And now this 0 is going to be this 0 is going to be my percentage sign. So you just look in your computer for the percentage sign. There we go. See that? Okay. And now I'm going to, and the important thing here is that we're getting better at designing with keeping things more organized, keeping everything even. You know what I mean? Remember when we made our first app? It was a lot of us did very good. We all did good, but we can work better definitely on our look and feel, which means like how when we look at it, if it looks all even. Okay, I'm gonna go a little faster here, guys. All I'm gonna do is copy paste a whole bunch of times and fill this up with zeros, and then I'm gonna change them. Okay, there we go. Paste, 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 It's probably not all even right now, but I'm going to fix it as we go. The main thing with this is just concentrate, have fun. Designing should be fun. I know that a lot of us rather do designing than coding. So this is good practice for everything in the future if you guys decide to design more, not just technology things, but you could be a clothes designer, or you can do other design is everything. Everything we see in the world is designed first. So this is good learning and good practice. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna do this one and bring this one up here. Again, you don't have to do it the same way I'm doing it. You can do it in a different order. The point is that we get it as organized as we can. So I think I'm good for now. I know that it's probably not all even how it should be. Now I'm going to quickly go and start changing these things. So this one should be an equal sign. That's a plus sign. Okay, and you see, I'm looking at it. I'm like, maybe it needs to be up a little bit more, right? And then actually here, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to come back to that because this is going to be a bigger number. Here, I'll do it now. This is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take, well, actually, I'll do it at the end. Here we go. So now I'm going to change this number to 3. Oops. Okay. Click on this number. Make sure you click on there. And then you change it to 3. Click on this number. Highlight it. Make sure it highlights. Make that a 2. Click on this number. Make that a 1. Click on this number. Make that a 4. Click on this number. Make that a 5. Click on this number. Make sure it highlights. 6. I'm going to do all my numbers first and then my symbols. 7. Remember, if I run out of time, I will make the next video. Forgive me if I run out of time. 9 there. And then here, usually a calculator has the letter A and C. Now, if you see what happened here, they got really big, right? So what we're going to do here is we'll highlight them, right? And we'll go to the size right here. And we'll maybe make these smaller. Our symbols are going to maybe be 40. I'm going to change that to 36, and there we go. So my numbers size, and they can't. It's 64. I can't make one number 64 and another number 40 and another number 50. The numbers, the size, all has to be the same. That's part of the look and feel of your design. That it's consistent. So these can actually be different because if I make them 64, they're too big for my button. So my symbols and my letters are probably going to be a little smaller. So my letters now, I'm going to leave those at 36. Now let's look here. What we're supposed to put here is a division sign. So you can actually create the division sign if you want. You can go here and get a circle and get a line. But I think the easiest way to do it is if you have it on your computer, a division sign, then you put the division sign. For example, I don't have a division sign, but that's not a division sign. That's a hashtag. I don't have the division sign, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to put division symbol, division 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 sign. I'm going to go to Google and I found a division sign and I'm going to copy the division sign and I'm going to paste it in my design. So I went to Google